Hi guys, it's me, Jeannie, the Witch of Boise, and I'm here to do your new pick a card reading for the new moon in Gemini that is happening on Monday, May 30th, 2022. Before I begin, make sure you do like this video, hit subscribe, also comment below. Tell me what card you picked and if it resonated with you. I want to hear and read all of those comments, and all interactions that are happening in this video do help build my channel, so I do appreciate that. These are going to be general readings, so if it resonates with you, that is great. I, again, want to hear all about it. If it doesn't, there are a total of 3 different choices, so you can watch all 3 of them and kind of pick and choose what messages apply to your life, but don't force something if it's not working for you. Now, I said this is the new moon in Gemini for Monday, May 30th, 2022, but if you find this after that date, or if you're on a new moon that isn't in Gemini, it still is a timeless reading. So I totally suggest you just watch it because you are being guided today to see that and to receive those messages. Okay, so we have a total of 3 choices, like I've said. There are 3 stones. Now, these stones were from the Crystal Bible by Judy Hall, and she made these particular stones associate with the sign of Gemini. So if you're wondering where that happened, I got my deck and just started shuffling and corresponded with that to see if it was a Gemini stone or not. So let's start with your number 1, and that's going to be Pink Tourmaline. Number 2 is going to be that Black Tourmaline. And then number 3 is going to be Aquamarine. So pick a cat in a cat. 1, 2, 3. We're going to start with number 1, which is Pink Tourmaline. In this deck, it is forgiveness. Very cool. So you had 3 songs that came on during this reading. Now you can definitely listen to the song or pull up the lyrics and see if there's additional messages in those. So the first song was Venom by Little Sims. The second one was I Have Never Loved Someone by My Brightest Diamond. And the third one is Sarah by Chad Van Galen. All right, so let's get your cards out. Oh, I forgot to mention, in the Crystal Bible, Pink Tourmaline is also not just about forgiveness, it's also an aphrodisiac. It attracts love. It's about peace and relaxation, connecting to wisdom and compassion. All right, so let's get your other cards. All right, so you have 49 salmon, but it was in the reverse. And what that means is that you're ignoring wise advice from other people or from yourself. So you're just ignoring common sense, things that you've already learned, your own wisdom, and not trusting it. Now you need to start to find your own flow again. And you need to listen to your personal knowing. And this can be found in your head and your heart. So you know what you need to do. Stop ignoring it. All right, so let's get your tarot cards. Now, I apologize. There is someone very loudly mowing. So if you're wondering what that noise is, it's a beautiful, sunny, almost feeling like summer day. So people are out in their yards. So just so you're aware. All right, so your first card is the Page of Swords. Your second is the 5 of Wands. Your third is the 4 of Pentacles. Your fourth was the King of Pentacles. You also received the 5 of Cups in reverse, Judgment in reverse, and the Queen of Swords in reverse. So this is a really interesting energy that's happening for you specifically because, yeah, you're not listening to yourself and you need to start to forgive what has happened in the past. There's some things that you're really holding on to. And I think a big part of it for some of you is going onto social media where maybe you're being a little bit of a lurker, you're looking at what people are doing, or people from the past, or, you know, like ex-boyfriends, ex-friends, things like that. And the thing is that you have to understand that not when you are putting out an energy that's kind of like that, you're getting that back. And so I feel like you're creating in a subconscious way a drama. Like you're stirring up stuff, and that can be even just like an internal drama, not like really involving anyone. But you just want to be aware of this social media. That is like the biggest card that's coming out at me right now. And there's like a competition, that kind of thing. And you're just not letting go of whatever has happened. And you know better. You know better. So you need to let that go. And it feels like you are really focused on your finances and focused on your home life. And that's great. And that's something that you need to really be leaning more into and not focusing on others. Being present. And that's a huge part of what's happening that's going to get you out of this kind of weird funk, is kind of stepping back from social media and being present. Also, you might be wanting to like do a rebirth, a restart, a startup, something that's going to be coming back. And you know, the thing is just for right now doesn't mean that it can't happen in the future. Right now is not the time. So it's time to let that like rebirth, renewal, that kind of energy to let go. And it's really like stop taking things so seriously. Like you need to really let go of what happened, forgive yourself, and you don't have to be so serious all the time. All right, then you got whale breach. And I totally feel like you're getting into a moment right now where you are on this like precipice of like getting out of where you are. In this kind of like really kind of icky, funky energy where it's really sneaky and competitive and drama filled, and you need to rise above it. You need to breach out of it and get some fresh air and a new perspective. Because you're just kind of like really diving in there and ignoring everything else that's telling you like, stop. You're like self-spiraling yourself. Stop it. And then you got Maeve, which is cycles and rhythms, and it's honor the cycles of your body, energy levels, and emotions. So just know that like, if you're not feeling great right now, that things are going to change. This is a cycle. This is going to happen again. And you just have to like ride with that cycle. You have to ride with it. And just know that this isn't going to last forever. And get yourself out of being stuck. I can totally, and the reason why I'm kind of being harsh right now is I can totally see myself receiving this message. All right. And then you got winter, the sacredness of pausing. So you're having these cycles and rhythms, and it's okay to not have to go full speed. And it's okay to pause and feel things and let go of things, or pause on being so serious about it, just letting things go. And then you have dawn, the light after the darkness. This is a beautiful card because it's kind of confirmation that this is coming to an end. This is kind of like a weird dark period for you. And I feel like, yeah, you haven't had a lot of forgiveness happen. You're needing to forgive yourself and forgive others. And this is going to really start this brand new beginning. And it's not going to be the same. It's not going to be the same of what has happened. It's not a rebirth. It's not like, okay, I'm going to come back from to the same situation. It's going to be completely different, but almost the same too. So it's that cycle and rhythm. But just don't get stuck into old habits. Old bad habits, I should say. And then you have number 11, Pluto, transformation. And you are totally in this transformative state, or transformative state. And I just feel like, oh my gosh, this is crazy because again, I'm kind of going through the same thing. It's like it's just the moment of being like, stop trying to not grow. And like with this really weird energy that's happening, like with the social media drama, this like kind of ick energy, it's like this self-sabotage that you're doing subconsciously. It's not like you're doing it actively, but it's like you don't want to transform. You want to stay in that moment. And guess what? This is not the time to do it. You're transforming. And so you need to just allow things to happen and allow yourself to just let go and just kind of feel these like new rhythms and cycles. And then your last card is Abundance of Sothis. Abundance in many forms is increasing in flow to you. Continue your good work of building channels through which abundance can be delivered to you. Freely share your talents, love, wisdom, and self, and enjoy the abundance responsibly flowing to you in many forms over and over again. Now, this does remind me, because of that social media card, this doesn't mean like get off social media, especially if you're networking and things like that. That's what you need to be focusing on. Not the drama, not the bullshit, pardon my language, but you need to be focusing on your networking, and then you're going to be getting this abundance in. It's going to be really exciting. All right, guys, that is it for number 1. Make sure you do like this video, hit subscribe, also comment below, tell me if you chose it and if it resonates with you. We are on to number 2, which is Black Tourmaline, and that is protection. In the Crystal Bible, it says that the Black Tourmaline is protection from negative energy, spells, and hexes, and encourages positivity. You had 3 songs that came on during this reading. The first song was Drive Me Crazy by Orville Peck. The second one was Here Comes the Sun by the Beatles. And the third was Postscript by Finch. Now, with those songs, you can definitely listen to them or read their lyrics. They might have additional messages that apply to your situation. So go check those out. All right. So for your tarot cards, you got the Ace of Swords in reverse. And then you got the 9 of Swords in reverse. Then you have the King of Cups in reverse. And then you have the 10 of Swords in reverse. And Strength. Okay, I forgot to do the medicine card that you got. And that was number 12, Porcupine. And this was in the reverse. So with the 12 of Porcupine in reverse, we'll get to the tarot cards. I'm just going really ahead of myself. Okay, so the Porcupine in reverse is about let go of being so serious. And this is like an echo from the first choice too. So if this is resonating with you, go back and read or listen to that first choice with that Pink Tourmaline, because it might have that message for you. So let go of being so serious, feeling hurt or afraid to trust. It's being and allowing yourself to be vulnerable, to let others in. You are protected, and so you just need to trust again. Okay, so we had those tarot cards. The last tarot card was the Queen of Wands, and you're not being honest with yourself. And maybe not currently, but you've had a lot of anxiety, a lot of depression, a lot of emotions. It's just been kind of like a whirlwind storm happening. And I think a lot of it has just to do with a lot of betrayal and backstabbing and hurt. And this can be even a physical death that has happened close to you. Now, I feel like you've really retreated in it. And whatever this really hurtful thing that happened to you, you just have to understand, like, you can't just retreat. You can't just not be yourself again. You have to have the courage to emerge again, because you're not being honest with yourself. Especially if you're like, oh no, I'm fine. I'm over that, blah, blah, blah. Maybe you're not. So you need to be really honest with yourself. And this is also a sign that you need to really put yourself out there. This is being a lot more social than you have been. I'm getting that some of you have been really, really hermiting and really just not doing great. And the thing is with that Black Tourmaline, whether if you didn't know what the meaning was behind it, that just tells you that you are being divinely protected. So it's just, you need to let go of or let down those walls. You need to really get yourself out there and start to trust and love again. And that Queen of Wands is going to really guide you to that and become a little bit more of a social butterfly. Be that yes person. And, you know, do a goal of, okay, for the month of June, if someone invites me to something, I'm going to say yes. And so just be that yes for that month of June. And I think you'd be surprised on how things are going to really start to change and how you're going to start to really open up and feel more of yourself, because I don't feel like you have been feeling yourself. Now you got childhood, innocence. And I honestly feel like there's something that has triggered you. And this can be from your childhood, but this is something that has hurt you, that can be pretty much rooted from childhood, where maybe your innocence was taken, or maybe you had to grow up too quickly. But the thing is you want to regather that childhood energy. Have fun, be light. And it just feels like you've been just really, really emotionally heavy for so long. And it's like, let's recapture that lightness, that it doesn't have to be this kind of energy. Then we have Vesta, home. Your household situation is improving, either through a move or a healthy change in the occupants. So this tells me that for some of you, not all of you, but some of you, this might have been an issue that has happened at home that's been really, really hurtful. For some of you, it might be even a divorce, someone moving out, things just being changed, and like the energy is now shifting. And I think you're starting to feel that lightness, but you're a little bit afraid of it. So you need to gather that courage and that strength to overcome that. Then you have Spider, community and web weaving. This is the time to really be networking, and that is that Queen of Wands. We are in Gemini season as well with this new moon in Gemini, and Gemini is a talker, is a communicator, and this is the time to get into a community and start networking. Then we have the Skull of Flowers, creating through the ashes. So yeah, you've been burnt down to ashes, and now you are creating from that. So you just don't get down on yourself, and don't be like, well, I can't do this and blah, blah, you know. You're creating something really, really magical. And especially like when people fail and then they actually get up again and start doing their own thing. And I'm not even saying that this is a fail, but just down on their luck or whatever. The thing is that you get more respect and more energy and positive energy back when you get up. When you get up and you dust yourself off and continue. Then you have Apple, risk and reward. So it's understanding that you don't have to necessarily be in risky behavior, but you're going to have to get out of your comfort zone in order to get that reward. And that can be a little bit risky, especially how you're feeling right now. Then you have number 3, Mercury, mind. This is the time to really be focusing on clearing your mind, getting your mind right, getting your mind in a good headspace. This is also, Mercury is the ruling planet of Gemini. So it's just confirmation that this is the time to really do that. Then we have number 50, Saturn return, age. I do feel like this is something that has to do with childhood at a different age. This is something that you put a pin in, forgot about it, put in a box, threw it into your subconscious and said, all right, let's continue. And now it's starting to bubble up. So it's really getting into that. And, focusing on healing on every age of your life, not just childhood, teenage years, things like that. Be the person that you needed to be back then. Then you have 48, Yod, destiny. So right now you are in a really beautiful spot where destiny and fate are coming together, and you just need to buckle up, buttercup, Get yourself out there because you are going to see what your destiny really is. And then you have the Lunar Queen. And there's a deep feminine wisdom that recognizes the importance of cycles of rest and replenishment as essential to balance of our actions of power and demonstration. You are asked to allow this replenishment for yourself now, trusting that you're in a cycle of creation that is about to shift into a new phase. Release and enjoy the process without having to control or force it. So there is a little bit of you need to get yourself out there. That's the only control that you're gonna have to do for yourself, is to be like, you know what, I can't be hermiting anymore. I need to get myself out there. Do the yes, and then let fate decide. Don't try to control the narrative. Don't try to be controlling or whatnot. You just get yourself on that ride. Buckle up, Buttercup, because I think you're going to see a lot of really cool things happen for you. All right, that is it for number 2. Make sure you do like this video, hit subscribe, also comment below. Tell me if any of this resonates with you. We are on to number 3, which is Aquamarine, and that is communication. What a beautiful card for Gemini, because Gemini is a communicating sign with that air sign. All right, so for the Crystal Bible, Aquamarine is also about courage, calming energy, reducing stress. It sharpens intuition, and it clears blocked communication too. So you had 3 songs that came on during this reading. You can definitely listen to them or read the lyrics. They might have additional messages for you in them. The first one was Say Yes by Elliott Smith. The second one was Yorami Bishi by Miko Kaji, I apologize. And then The Land of Anaka, which is by Jeffrey Ariyama. All right, and then we have the Turkey in Reverse, and that is number 31. So what that means is that you're growing accustomed to the misery of life. You're also being too frugal, and you're not giving enough to others, and you never want to give in order to receive, in the sense of, well, I want to receive it, so I'm going to do this. But it's understanding that that's the exchange. So you never want to give in order to receive like something specific. You want to give out of your heart, and you just know that it's going to come back to you. And that's just that. But to expect it to come back in the sense of, okay, well, I did this, now you do this. That's not cool. But the growing accustomed to the misery of life just cracked me up, because what that really means is that you're being really pessimistic, and you're just like, it's just not working right now for you. All right, and for your tarot cards, you have the 7 of Swords, the 8 of Cups in reverse, the Queen of Wands in reverse, the 4 of Wands in reverse. Then you have the 6 of Swords, the 3 of Wands, and then the 5 of Pentacles. So definitely like a frugal energy is happening where you are not giving anything. And so that needs to really be changing. And you need to be looking at healthy boundaries. There's something that you're stuck on. You're really stuck on something emotionally in the past, and you're unable to move forward. I really feel like all 3 of these are really the choices are really correlating to each other, because you're not going out, you're not being a social butterfly, you're not networking, you're not doing anything, and there's a total imbalance that's happening for maybe your business or career. And that has to do with, you have to get yourself out there. You can't just sit at home and mope and be miserable of your life, or just be pessimistic. So it's time to just move forward into calmer waters. And the thing is you have, there's a waiting energy that's happening, and you have all of the ability to receive things back to you. And you just have to let them go. And there's just like this holding on energy that's happening. And just know that, especially with finances, if they're not great right now, It's going to change. Everything changes in cycles and whatnot. This just might be your winter right now, but spring is coming. All right, and then we have lightning power. You have the power to do anything you want to. So you need to get out of this headspace of this like, this like wet blanket energy, because that's not your power. And you need to start to communicate with others. You need to start to open up and really get yourself out there. And I think you're going to be really surprised on how much power you have with people and how much people want to be around you too. And especially if this is a career energy, how many people want to use your services. So it's time to get yourself out there and know that you have the power to do it. Then you have a Naga, which is easy does it. There's no need to hurry or force things to happen. Everything is occurring in perfect timing. This is that waiting energy I was telling you about, where there you have everything that's for you. You just have to take the steps to get it to launch off, and then it's going to come back to you. But you just don't want to force things. You don't want to get to the point where you are being really meticulous and holding on to things, and it's a weird like power struggle that's happening with you, where you have to like let it go. You have to let it go in order for it to come back. And then you have trick or treat, mischief, and play. I swear these like all three have like similar messages, because this is saying stop stop being so dang serious. You can be a little bit mischievous and play. Have fun. Like, get out of this, like, I have to be serious, blah, blah, blah. It's you can be totally responsible, but still have fun. Like, you need to be playing. And then we have number 43, lunar eclipse. Change. So change is definitely happening for you. And I think a lot of it just has to do with like the first steps of getting yourself out there. Stop focusing on what has happened, who has wronged you, who has taken advantage of you. Because I think that's really like preventing you from moving forward. And I think especially if this, like if you feel like this is a career move, that it's okay. Things are going to start to change, and that can be a complete like upheaval of what you're doing. And that can be with anything, with career, with home life, with relationships, and like the change is coming. And it's just pretty much saying don't force things because it's going to happen. But just be playful. Be playful and move forward from what it is. And it's just like this huge past dwelling. And like the full moon was in Scorpio, and that one was really intense, and it had that same kind of energy of like holding on to the past, and you're having a really hard time. And again, it's just like that like wet blanket, like womp womp, but change is coming. It definitely is coming. Okay, and then we have proper burial for freedom. There's nothing to be gained and everything to be lost by holding on to that which no longer serves us. Osiris, the Lord of the Dead, guides you now to release that which no longer needs to be a part of your life so that you may be free. So there is definitely something in the past that you're holding on to that you will not let go. And it is hard. It is something that was really, really deep and really, really meaningful to you. And it's like you have this like grip on it. And you're really stuck in that. So it's making those choices of moving forward, getting yourself out there. If this feels like it was a past relationship, like it's time to start dating or go hang out with friends. But you also need to, with that Aquamarine, you need to communicate with yourself what you're needing. What are you holding on to? And how can we get out of that energy, that blockage, and move forward? because it's no longer serving you. And I think that's what's holding back on your power too. But just have fun. Like, you need to stop being so dang serious and have some fun. Have some fun, because change is happening. All right, guys, that is it for number 3. Make sure you do like this video, hit subscribe, also comment below. Tell me if any of this resonates with you. Hey, thanks so much for hanging out with me. I appreciate it. If you're interested in having a private reading, personalized, go over to my website, witchofboise.com, and book your reading today. I also, if you want to know what I'm doing for the most part, or get your card of the day every single day on your Instagram stories, go check out my Instagram, which is Witch of Boise, all one word, or you can find me on Facebook if that is more of your jam. That is linked to my Instagram, so that will have those card of the days as well. So just search Witch of Boise. If you go head over to my website, that has all of the links to my socials. Yeah, so just go check me out. Well, thanks so much for all of your support. Thanks so much for hanging out. And I hope that you have a beautiful new moon in Gemini. If you're seeing this afterwards, have a good day. All right, guys, I'll see you later. Bye.